Before I start this video, I just want to say I offer Akashic Records reading. I now do face-to-face Zoom reading online. You can also choose to add an extra video after the reading here, so that I could add anything extra or needed for you to hear afterwards. Oftentimes, after the reading, I may pick up something new within a day. So adding a video will give you a clearer idea or answer what information you might actually need. I'm also doing the personalized video option, where I'll make a video about 10 to 20 minutes depending on what you want, about your starseed lineage or anything about your soul. Just simply email me at manifestyouridealdreams@gmail.com. I look forward to having a session with you. Dragons. I've been fascinated with them since my childhood. They are cool, they are powerful, they are badass, they're strong, they look beautiful. When we talk about dragons, we often have many different ideas about them. We are taught about them based on myths, legends, religions. And then we starseed communities mix them with negative draconian reptiles with the dragons, when these beings are completely different from what we thought and perceived to be. It is true that one of the main origins of dragons came from Draco. But today I want to separate the higher dimensions and lower dimensions of the dragons. First off, unlike the lower dragons, the higher beings can fly. It is known that those who have fallen to the negative vibration have lost their wings and their ability of flight. Dragons are very powerful. They can fly from galaxy to galaxy at an extremely high speed. Unlike most other species, they require spaceships to actually travel to different places, different planets and galaxies and universes. The higher dimensional dragons can even travel to different dimensions through their wings. That's why I believe their strongest power are the flight ability, which are the wings. The wings are also their symbol of power. Many fallen ones, which are the negative dragons or reptiles, have lost this ability and became very jealous and envious. They start to hate the higher dragons so much. But of course, they can't do anything because the higher dragons are so much more powerful than the fallen ones. It's like, it's not really a good similarity, but you can compare it with God from the Bible and the fallen angels. Other than flight, dragons are also capable of creating a high vibrational shield, such as the 12D shield, that protects the surrounding environment from any form of attack or any filth or darkness that enters the field. They also possesses instantaneous regeneration, and they live extremely long lives, almost immortal. Those who have dragon DNA tend to have a powerful immune system in them and tend to also live very long lives. Dragons are also shapeshifters. They can easily shapeshift into any forms of elemental or beings, creatures, to adapt to different environments. However, they do not use this ability often, as they prefer to be true to themselves. They want to be true to who they are, based on their energy, based on the reflections of their soul, their aura. They only use it to adapt into different elemental environment. As you know, most of the negative dragons and reptiles abuses this ability and shapeshifts to different forms to deceive us, to trick us. And I want to let you know, those who are shapeshifters, they tend to think differently. Sometimes they feel like this person today, sometimes they feel like another person today. This is one of the traits I noticed, like if you tend to change your avatar or your profile picture a lot, or you feel like you want to change, you feel different every day, as in like a different identity or different individual, you may be a shapeshifter. This is a big sign. I also want to mention, those who have dragon DNA doesn't necessarily originate from Draco. Dragon starseeds are souls that originated in Draco or have had lives there. People with dragon DNA are souls who have been dragons in their past lives, but not in Draco. Because dragon exists everywhere in the universe in a higher dimension. You can't see them. I was also shown that people with dragon DNA on this planet have skin issues such as eczema, rash, but I'm uncertain why. Maybe you guys could give me your thoughts about that in the comment below. I do know that dragon often renew their skin and body. They often have periods where they need to go into deep sleep to regenerate and renew energetically. They also often renew their space as they want to keep it sacred. Keeping the space sacred, keeping the environment sacred is very, very important for dragons. Because to them, this is their role. To them, this is what they are made for. This is what they cherish the most in their life. They treat their homes sacred and they dislike moving and prefers to stay in the same place for a long, long time. This can reflect with dragon DNA holders that they tend to value their homes and families a lot. They tend to value their space a lot, their own privacy, and they hate it when others intrude or disturb them. Their space is so sacred that not many people can enter it casually. And because they like making their space sacred, they tend to also decorate and design their houses, renewal, putting a lot of new energy, getting rid of the old. So it's interesting. They often want to renew their house to make it look as new as possible, but they don't really like moving that much. They dislike moving. They want to stay at the same place. They are more comfortable because once this is their home, they want to treat it their home. They don't want to move homes. Thus, it is true that many Asians have dragon DNA in them, but there are also many Westerners and Europeans that have dragon DNA too. Dragons are ranged from the 5th dimension all over to the 12th dimension. The higher they are, the more powerful they are. So, let me tell you the role of being a dragon. Dragons are the guardian of whatever space they choose to be. They are the guardian. On Earth, they are the guardian of Earth. Their role is to guard, to defend, to protect, and be the mother of the environment, making sure everything is as it is. It's like the dragon treats the environment they reside like their own creation, and making sure everyone is safe, coexisting in unity. They really value unity. They love the biodiversity, they love the biorhythm, they really treat all of them sacred. They just like all life forms equally, including the light and dark, as long as they belong in this space. If they do not belong, if they're intruders, they hate it, they dislike it. So they will fight to protect that, to protect the environment. They treat their environment as their own sacred space, so they will do anything to get rid of any filth entering their realm. I talked about a few dragon souls, and they really value their own space and ground like it's a sanctuary to them. It's a safe haven to them. Dragons are full of dignity and they are always honest and true to themselves. That's why they rarely or never shapeshift and always keep the form that they reflect with. Dragons are able to hold space energetically for a huge area, even to the entire planet, to galaxies, and it expands beyond, depending on how high their vibrations are vibrating at. They are powerful light workers and grid workers on this planet. Their shields provide security, making everyone inside feel safe and protected. Thus, they are known as the Guardians, Earth Guardians too. So, people with dragon DNA, depending if they're a light dragon, they have the ability to create a space, hold space, to make everyone around them feel safe, feel protected. That's one of their superpowers of a dragon. I'll now go briefly about the history between the higher dragons and the lower dragons. There was a great divide between these perspectives. One side of the dragon is about preserving life and unity, sustaining life. So I can also see that those who hold dragon DNA, they want to help the environment. They want to sustain all life forms equally. The other side is about control, conquer, and believing everything they want will be theirs, forcing their ways onto others. During this great divide, the negative dragons have fallen from their original ways and lost its ability to flight. This made the lower beings extremely envious and bitter to the higher dragons that they would do anything to forge their ways out of bitter anger to gain absolute power and control of everything they so desire. They would conquer lands, cause destruction, enslave all, and create farms. So to the lower dragons, the negative one, the reptilians, Anunnakis, Earth is like a human farm where they feed on negative energy. Yes, so the lower dragons or reptiles feed on filths. Unlike the higher dragon, which greatly dislikes them, they would feed on negative energy such as shame, suffering, guilt, pain, fear, depression, nihilism, etc. And thus, they treat Earth like a farm to them, like a food source for them. Individually, these low dragon souls bring upon a lot of negativity and drama and confusion in the space. It is the reason why light workers are so needed, to create and expand more space and light for light to enter. And also to transmute all the darkness into light. Light workers' role is to create light in a world full of darkness. And their light will drive out all the negative beings away from Earth. So once we reach the point where the Earth's energetical field or environment is mostly cleared up with light, these darker beings will have to leave because they no longer have food to feed in. And that is the timeline of 5D Earth, of ascension. This is why light workers are needed. And then we also have dark workers, shadow workers. They are also needed to incorporate and absorb and work through these dark frequency energies. This is something our lower self and our shadow self are good at doing. Overall, dragons are extremely powerful beings and they are full of dignity. They are all about preserving all life forms in unity and keeping space sacred. They can be also considered neutral beings, as they treat all life forms equally and sacred, whether if it's dark or light, whether if it's good or bad. As long they are part of the environment, they are all equal. Dragons are also dual sex in the way that they are very gender neutral. So they are neither divine masculine or divine feminine leaning. That's all I have to say about dragons. I hope you get some new ideas and learn about dragons more. And please subscribe, like, and share my video. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Much love and peace.